Good day and welcome to AGK's Music Life. And on this episode, I'm going to be doing vinyl finds. And I know a lot of you have not seen me in months and months as I have rebranded the channel, and it's mostly just music concerts and things now. But I did say when I rebranded back in February that I would do the occasional vinyl video, and I think I did one a month or two ago about the new Pet Shop Boys album nonetheless. But that's about it. So I'm back with a vinyl finds video, a rare appearance for me. This is the first time I've been on camera for a video in 5 months, and I thought I'd just come back and show you what I've picked up this year. I have really cut back in record buying the entire year. I have other priorities now, and financial priorities. Plus, I really don't have much I want in the way of back catalog now. As far as back catalog goes, I'm done. As far as old, 60s, 70s, 80s, pressings and so on, I'm done with that. So I have not been buying any of that stuff at all in 2024. I've bought a few reissues and remasters, which maybe I'll show you guys in a later on in the year in a video, because I don't think there was a whole lot to show you in the way of reissues and remasters. I still will be buying the odd anniversary remaster sort of thing. But what I've got here today are all my new releases that I've bought for 2024. And as you can see, the stack is pretty small. This is everything I've bought in the way of new records for 2024. So in 6 months, from January through to the end of June, this is all the new release records I've bought in the entire year. Like I said, I've bought a handful of reissues and remasters. And I have delved into another music genre that I've picked a few things up from, which maybe I'll feature in another video in the future. I've gotten into lo-fi music, and I've been buying a lot of lo-fi albums. But that will maybe be a separate video. So yeah, I just haven't been buying any back catalog at all. I'm done with back catalog. The odd reissue or remaster, which, like I said, I'll feature in a future video. And then just new releases from either existing artists that I love or new artists. So it's been a very, very inexpensive year for me this year, musically, drastically inexpensive year compared to previous years for buying vinyl. Not too much vinyl at all. This is everything for 2024 that I've picked up in the way of new releases. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get to it and start off. And I've put these in pretty much chronological order as to when I picked them up this year. So we're going back to the first thing that I actually picked up wasn't even until February this year. And it's from a metal band called Metalite. And this is Expedition 1. And this is not their debut. I think this is like their second or third album, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe more. But it's a symphonic metal album, very sci-fi themed. Metalite. I'll show you guys the inside cover here. There you go. There's the band. So Metalite and Expedition 1. It's a 2 LP set. Some really, really cool symphonic metal. And this was a new artist I had never tried before, and I'm really, really digging this album, and really great spin. Metalite Expedition 1. Next up is the new release from Tate McCrae. This album came out in CD, I think, right at the end of the year of 2023 in December. It was released on vinyl in February. This is her second outing. This is pop. Good old dance pop, and she's a Canadian artist from, I believe it's Edmonton, Calgary or Edmonton. She's from Alberta, Canadian artist, Tate McCrae. She's had some big success with this album, international success, amazingly. And this is just some great pop, and you guys know I love my pop divas and so on. And I was happy to support Canadian musicians. So some really great stuff. She's blowing up big. She's selling out her concerts. So she's got a bright future ahead of her. She sang the anthem at the, I believe it was the NBA. I can't remember. I think it was the NBA or either the hockey or the NBA All-Star game this year. She sang. So she's got a lot of things happening. Tate McCrae and her album Think, which came out in February. Next up, Judas Priest, their brand new outing. Invisible Shield, really good. Great album. I think this is one of Judas Priest's strongest albums. I'm really digging this album. It's still classic Judas Priest metal, but there's definitely some hard rock in here. Judas Priest just show that they still have got it. They definitely still have got it. This is just a standard black pressing of Invisible Shield. Highly recommended. Great outing from Judas Priest. Invisible Steel. I think this came out in March when I picked this one up. Another one that came out on, I think this was March or April, and this is the brand new release from Bruce Dickinson, the Mandrake Project, and really, of course, Bruce Dickinson, vocalist for Iron Maiden. So I really love what the stuff he puts out, and personally I think this is his strongest solo album. I really like this album. It's a concept album. Afterglow of Ragnarok was released as a single back in the fall. A really great spin of hard rock metal from Iron Maiden's vocalist Bruce Dickinson, the Mandrake Project. Fantastic freaking spin. Fantastic spin. As good as any of the great Maiden albums. I highly recommend this album from Bruce Dickinson, the Mandrake Project. Next up is a EP from Maggie Linderman. And this is her, what was this thing called? Oh yeah, Head Split. Maggie Linderman, she released a full album last year, an EP I think it was the year before that. She's a alternative indie rock, kind of singer-songwriter, indie rock, not really pop. It's more, it's almost a little bit of punk flavor in there. She's definitely an indie rocker and a singer-songwriter. This is her latest EP called Head Split. This came out, I think, April or May. A really great spin. I can't remember. I know I pre-ordered this. Is this? Yeah, it's on a clear vinyl for you guys. It's on a clear vinyl. I pre-ordered this when it came out. Comes with a really nice book. Really great book that comes in it. For an EP, to have a full glossy book like something like this, lyric book like this, I think that's fantastic. When you do something like this, just in a I think it's a 5-song EP or 8-song EP. Maggie Linderman, check her out. She is fantastic. I have her EP and her album from last year. I'm loving her stuff. Great singer-songwriter. This is some really good stuff. And I think, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's an 8-song EP. I mean, it comes in at a good 30 minutes. So, you know, it's almost like a mini album, if anything. But Head Split by Maggie Linderman. If you don't know who she is, check her out. She's fantastic. Next up, the long-awaited new album from Canadian independent symphonic metal artist Lee. People know me from my channel. I'm a big Lee supporter. I was involved in the vinyl pressing, in the production of the vinyl pressing of her last album a few years ago. I believe it was 2020's or 2019 actually, but it came out on vinyl in 2020. 2020's Ancient Winter, her winter-themed album. She's back to her symphonic metal in this album, and I'm really loving this album. And this is, of course, the crowdfunder pre-order version of her album. And this album is called The Glory and the Fallen. Once again, incredible cover art from Lee. Her albums are always impeccably done. Fantastic cover art. And, of course, I've got an autographed copy of her album, as you can see right there. It's an autographed copy. Double LP. And it's on a gorgeous kind of, kind of a black and green smush kind of marbled effect on the album. Really great. Another great symphonic metal outing from Lee. And what really excites me is her guest players on this album. She's got 2 players from one of my favorites, probably my single favorite symphonic metal band of all time, which are Delane, who had the #1 album for me last year with Dark Waters. It was my #1 favorite album of 2023. So she's got 2 of the members of Delane playing on here. She's got the drummer Xander Zoe and rhythm and lead guitarist Timo Summers. So she's got some heavy hitters playing on this album. 2 members of Delane are playing on here, so I couldn't be happier. And Lee has just got an incredible, incredible voice. If you don't know who she is, if you haven't been following my channel and you don't know who she is, you got to check her out. Canadian independent symphonic metal artist Lee and her brand new album, The Glory and the Fallen. Next up, so a little bit of pop here. The brand new outing from Miss Ariana Grande. This was a her website exclusive, one of the exclusive covers. Her brand new album, Eternal Sunshine, which is based on the movie Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. And this is a fantastic spin. Personally, this could be my favorite Ariana Grande album that she's ever made. This is this is one of the 4 rare covers that you could buy exclusively from her website. This one's a pretty rare cover. That's what I think option number 4. The album itself is on a red vinyl. I won't bother pulling it out. It's on a transparent red vinyl. But this is a great, great spin. She definitely is taking some cues from 80s pop, like Madonna in one of the songs. I love this album. I've always been a big fan of Ariana Grande. She's got a great voice. A lot of people think she's like, auto-tuned and whatnot. I've seen her live. She's an incredible singer. And this is a not so much R&B flavored album like her last couple albums. This is straight up pop, and it's fantastic. A really strong outing. Could be my favorite Ariana Grande album of all time. Eternal Sunshine from Ariana Grande, and that came out in March as well. This came out at the end of March. Debut album from South African pop and R&B artist Tyla. It's on a translucent orange and red swirls vinyl. She was nominated for a Grammy with her platinum single Water. So her name's Tyla. Beautiful woman. Her first outing, her debut album. Like I said, she's a South African artist, pop artist, and it's pop and it's R&B. Comes with a beautiful. There's the vinyl. It looks more orange than anything, but there are little spots of red in there I can see. Really great debut album from Tyla. Check her out. It's pop, it's R&B. She's a gorgeous woman, and she's blowing up big. She's doing very well for herself. Like I said, she was nominated for a Grammy for her first single, which went platinum. So you'll be seeing a lot from this young lady in the future, Tyla, and her self-titled debut album. Let's try and get these here. Just a couple more left here. People who know me know that Dua Lipa, I've always enjoyed her music. It's been 4 years coming since her fantastic Future Nostalgia, which for me, hands down, was my favorite album of 2020 during the pandemic there. Future Nostalgia was just, it's in one of my favorite pop albums of my lifetime. And so she's back again, and I'm loving this album. This came out in May. The middle of May, so I'm still digesting a lot of the songs on it. Will it do as well as Future Nostalgia? Hard to say. It's still early in the year. I'm still loving it, but she's already got 3 great singles on it. It's called Radical Optimism. Houdini's a single. Training Season is a single. So it's a really great spin. Again, 4 years in the making for Dua Lipa's 3rd full-length album, Radical Optimism. I'll just show you guys the inside. It comes with a, of course, lyric sheet, or a credit sheet, I guess that is. And then, of course, an inner liner. Nothing's fancy on this one as compared to all the different versions of Future Nostalgia there were. But it's got a nice inner liner. And it's on a beautiful, this is a limited edition on a beautiful kind of blue, water blue vinyl to match the whole aesthetic of the album. So another great outing from Dua Lipa after 4 years. She's back with a brand new album, Radical Optimism. I also got this on when I did the pre-order bundle, which came with a CD version. CD's very cool. It's got a lenticular cover. Radical Optimism, Dua Lipa. Next up, the second album from these guys. They are Grand Slam. They are the band that Phil Lynott of Thin Lizzy had created and was recording their debut album when he passed away. Of course, they finally released their first album after, 30 years or almost 40 years, released the album that Phil had wanted to make using his lyrics and whatnot. One member of the original Grand Slam that was working in collaboration with Phil creating Grand Slam decided to revive Grand Slam and finally put that album out, and I featured it a couple of years ago on my channel, and it was a great spin. Well, they're back with their second album called Wheel of Fortune. That's right, Grand Slam and Wheel of Fortune. This is straight up hard rock. If you like Thin Lizzy, you'll love this. It's in the same vein, and it's a fantastic spin. Just straight up hard rock out of the UK. Grand Slam, which was, of course, Phil Lynott's brainstorm before he passed away. And there is one song on here that was written by Phil that was going to be on the original Grand Slam album way back in 1985. And it is called Come Together in Harlem, which is penned by Phil Lynott. They finally recorded that song. Great, great, great spin. And second outing from Grand Slam, Phil Lynnott's brainchild that was never realized until the 2020s. Grand Slam, Wheel of Fortune. This is my third album from this young lady. Another singer-songwriter. She dabbles in pop. She dabbles in rock. This is a really strong album. This is my third outing from her. I've got her previous album, which was really good, and an EP that came out before that. This is Antidote by Fletcher. I pre-ordered this from her website, so it came with a Polaroid, a signed Polaroid, also a CD, which also came with a signed Polaroid. And this is a great, great, great spin from Fletcher. Great singer-songwriter, great artist. I think this was just a black vinyl, wasn't it? Yeah, it's just a black vinyl. But like I said, it did come with a signed Polaroid from Fletcher herself. There we are. There's the signed Polaroid from Fletcher. So Antidote, the brand new album, and this just came out in June, early June. I received this, and I'm still digesting it, but I'm loving what I'm hearing. It's a strong, strong, strong album from Fletcher. Check it out, Antidote. One of my all-time favorite artists of the last 15 or so years. Lindsay Sterling, violinist. Lindsay Sterling, I've got everything she's ever done. She's released a brand new album. This is her first album in a few years as well. It's called Duality. Another great, great spin from violinist Lindsay Sterling. Standard inner sleeve, nothing fancy, but a really great. If you don't know who Lindsay Sterling is, look her up. She's incredible. And this is a fantastic spin. She's ut a couple of guest artists on here, Royal and the Serpent and Walk Off the Earth. But it's mostly instrumental, dubstep, pop. If you don't know Lindsay, I can't even describe her. Check her out. She's brilliant, brilliant violinist. There's nobody like her out there, and I love everything she puts out. So Duality, the brand new album from Lindsay Sterling, and this just came out at the just about the very end of June as well. And the last couple here, I haven't even had a chance to spin yet. They came in at the end of June as well. I had pre-ordered this one months and months and months ago from Waxwork Records. Of course, do a fantastic job making soundtrack albums. I haven't even had a chance to crack this open yet. It's on a beautiful colored vinyl. What's it on? Does it say? It's on heat ray colored vinyl, deluxe packaging, 12 by 12 insert, and it is the soundtrack to Godzilla -1. That's right, the soundtrack to Godzilla -1, the film, the Japanese Toho film that came out in December. That was incredible. Absolutely spectacular picture. I'm dying to have it on 4K. I can't wait for it. An absolutely remarkable Godzilla film. It's a film about people and Godzilla just happens to be in it. I've said it before. It's an incredible film. Godzilla is just kind of the the centerpiece of the film, but the film is really about the people in the film. The story of the film is incredible, the acting is incredible, and Godzilla is just a force of nature in this film. And the soundtrack was incredible, so I had to have the soundtrack. And this just came in from Waxwork at the end of June as well. And last but not least on today's show, the brand new album from Charlie XCX, and people know I'm a big Charlie XCX fan. I've got all her albums on vinyl, and this is her brand new work, Brat. And not much to see here. I haven't opened it up. I know there's some cool stuff inside. I haven't even had a chance to open it yet. I believe it's even just on a black vinyl. She really went for minimalist packaging on this, but there is some beautiful pictures and whatnot. Nice book inside. Maybe one day in the future I'll bring it out again and show you guys the inside. But this is a super strong album. Her music just gets better and better, I swear. Her last album, Crash, was incredible, and I think this one could be even better than that. She is just hot. And Charlie XCX and Brat, and that's it. That's all. That's everything I've picked up in the way of new vinyl in 2024. Everything. That's it. That little stack. Really cut back on my vinyl buying. Probably the next thing you see on this channel will be a concert. I do have a couple concerts to go to this summer that I hope to film some content from and put up on my channel. So I don't know when I'll see you guys next. I don't know if you'll see a video like this probably until the fall or something. We'll see. Maybe I'll do the reissues, remasters video, but I don't have a lot for that. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys somewhere, sometime, somehow. And as I always say, rock and roll.